Right, now now I've come to a whole line of Showman's engines, and I've got to try and remember to count how many I see. Because if you look down here, there's a whole row of them down there. So I'm gonna. So here's a Burrell road locomotive. Again, it's a Showman's engine. Note that the generator is actually working. What's she doing, son? That one. Right, so there's one to my right now, which is William Foster, and it's also, this is a whole line of Showman's engines now. This is a William Foster and Co. called Obsession. Here's another William Foster Showman's engine. It's called Endeavour. Another William Foster, and it's called Princess Marina. Right, if we go here, to my right here is a John Fowler and Company. There's a Garrett Showman's engine, so that's 6 I've seen so far. Number 7 is a John Fowler and Co. Nickname is not known, but it's a D. Donnelly Fairground Amusements, County Limerick decorated one. Number 8 is a Burrell and Sons Showman's engine under the name of, and it's called the Yorkshireman. Number 9 is a Burrell Showman's engine called Endurance. There's a Burrell and Sons. You can get out of the vision if you want. Now you put me off counting. So there's a Chas Burrell Showman's engine. I've lost count. Another Burrell, and there's another Burrell to its right as well. This is another John Fowler, and there's another John Fowler here. Oh my life, that is seriously well polished up. And with headlamps. Here's another John Fowler next to a Burrell. Go around in. There's another Burrell. There's a couple of Burrells here actually. There's a whole load of Showman's engines here. That's another couple of John Fowlers. One on the left is Dreadnought and one on the right don't really have a nickname. But if you are to observe, there's a whole row of them in front of the fun fair. Let's see. Oh, this one's called Evening Star. Right, there's the waltzer. Going to go past. A couple of scammels here. This one says Harris Family, Brown Hills, and over there's a Pat Collins ERF beat. I'll have a look soon. So there's the waltzer. I'm going to have to arrive a bit earlier tomorrow. Right, if we go over here now, I've finally got to the tractor section, which means I have to start. Right, if we make our way around here now, see Nuffield 1042 and a Nuffield Universal here. To my right is another Universal. Nuffield Universal, a Ferguson. Oh, it's the Ferguson Club. Society of Plowmen. Alright, Massey Ferguson 35X here, next to another 35X. Massey Ferguson 135, I've driven one of those. 35X in yellow to the left of it, might be a Road Menders one. Fortin Major, and now I found the stationary engine over there. Here's a Ferguson 35, so that's the last of the Fergusons before it becomes Massey Ferguson. Another 35, the 35X actually. Right, here's a Case tractor next to a Trantor. There's a John Deere next to a Ford 7000 and a Massey Harrison 744D. Some sort of crane rig, not a crane rig, it's sort of, I don't know what that is. Went 134C Massey Ferguson here on Caterpillar tracks. Really ickle AEC Matador there. Don't know what that's doing there. Here's a Lands Bulldog, all the way from Germany as it turns out. Here's a McCormick Farmall. So just an A. Another Lands Bulldog. Here's a Nuffield 6/95. Never seen one, but I have now. There's a little mini Nuffield there. There's a Yickle thing there as well. Just going to go around here now. David Brown 30 ITD next to a David Brown 50D. Case 1694 Hydra Shift. That reminds me, I think I'm meant to be trying to sort something out later. I'll remember it soon enough. Pretty small on the tractor's front here, but I'm going to have another look around tomorrow and Sunday. I've got to try and there's something called a Colt. Oh, that is, looks like a Farmall. There's a Jacobson Chief next to a Minneapolis Moline 112 Hydro. Interesting. That looks like a Fordson Model N. Yeah, one in orange, one in blue there. Fordson Model N in wartime green. Couple more Fordsons here. It's a Fordson Major, but it's got a soaring thing there, and it's on it's a sort of half track. We go here, we see a Twin City, a Case, Hearts Par 16-30, Fordson, a Case, an Alice Chalmers, and something very weird. What is this? Is there any clues? Not even going to think about it. Here's something called Waterloo Boy, so it's a Burns kerosene Waterloo Boy kerosene tractor. This one, where some would have burned kerosene really early on. This kerosene was very easy to get hold of. There's a Lloyd. There's an Oliver. It's a standard 80. Nothing to identify this one. Looks like a David Brown though. Here's an Alice Chalmers. Next to, I think it's a John Deere, that one. Three-wheeler. If we look round here, we see a International Farmall. Just think, I wonder how many people do photography in my videos. But I think we've all got an interest in stuff that's mechanical, so I don't see, I don't know, can't always keep out of each other's way. If it weren't for people like us taking an interest, would they bother restoring stuff? Probably not. Some might do it for the sake of it, but people got to take an interest in it and learn from it. Here's another International. Oh, model 1020. Never seen them. There's a McCormick Deering Farmall here. Not sure what that is. That one's looks like it's got an Austin symbol on it. That's the playpen. There's a playpen. This is a Overtime Model R tractor. Runs on kerosene. Dates from 1915. Chances are we probably we did have to import these. World War One. We need to grow more stuff. Bit of a foreshadowing of Second World War, really. That we need to start growing our own stuff rather a lot. Here's an Austin 7 tractor. So they did turn Austin 7s into tractors in some way. There's a John Deere, really ickle one here. Another Austin, it's an Austin Model R tractor built at Longbridge. Not far away. Actually, not that far away. Another John Deere next to a case. What the hell is this arrangement? Yeah, just okay. Another case here next to. Here's a Fordson in a weird paint colour. That. Now I'm going to switch round. Moxons. Never heard of it. But it looks like either an old car or I don't know. Next to that's a Deering. If we walk a bit further up, we got what are these two? I don't know what these two are. This is before the TE20s. So this is before the TE series. Might have to read up on that. There's a McCormick Deering Farmall. Another McCormick Deering, but this time International it's a diesel. It's a WD-40. WD-40's a if we let people go past. There's a Renault tractor here. Never seen that before. International W12. Here's a case, model 1018, next to an Avery. This is an Avery this out. Just says Avery from Peoria, Illinois, USA. Well, I'm going to try and get a better angle of this one, because it's an oil pull Model G and I've never heard of it. Literally I've never ever seen. I like the fact that it's got a oil pull tractor, Rumely, La Porte, Indiana, I think. Guaranteed to burn successfully all grades of kerosene under all conditions at all loads up to its rated brake horsepower. That is quite some bold claims there. So it's a kerosene engine sitting up here. Right, I'm just going to move myself around a little bit more, because that's too. Oh my! Advanced Rumely oil pull tractor, and first time I've seen one in my life, just up there, and this is the second time I've seen one. This show is brilliant. I like this. Here's a Rumely, not quite as much bold claims on it, but probably it's still brilliant. Look at it, love it. Looking to my left now is a twin City, a Samson Model M and the Alice Chalmers. Here's another case tractor, weird looking back wheels on that one. What the heck is this? It's a case, but not as I know it. Here's a Titan 1020 by International, 1919. Oh, I worked in Cirencester. I've heard of Cirencester. I think I went past there once. An International Junior, 816. Owner Di Thomas. Penfoss. Oh, I can't read that, that's Welsh. Sorry, but impressive nonetheless to see it. I'm impressed. Here's a case next to a Pattison, that's it. Hold on, there's always one. Always one. We go over here, we see a Wallace 20-30. Getting awfully foggy down there, isn't it? Another Wallace, a really early Massey Harris 1220. Massey Harris Super Twin Power 101. This. It's an International Harvester Mogul 816 horsepower. They didn't know what it was. I don't know what that is. That's an International. Just about made that out. Scammell contractor. Oh look, there goes the chief. He's going to the playpen. Another Scammell contractor over there. We just go down here. We see a Foden next to a fawn. That fawn looks like one of these big American trucks actually. I don't know what that's adapted from. Oh, looks like they're doing a steam parade. I better get to that. Probably, I want to go again actually. Right, what's this? This looks like a Scammell contractor.
We have another car contractor. Now we see the 10 drive version going around, solid, and now we see the gear.
There's the playpen. We'll go into that later.